I'm with Brian Papstein, President and General Manager of Eureka Broadcasting, and we're talking about a current bill in the House and Senate referred to as the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. It's great to see you, Brian.
Nice to see you too, Ross. I'm impressed you're able to spell AM.
Well, yes, it's tough, though.
Yes.
So the legislative debate is a divide between automakers and who mainly the ones who make electric vehicles and the consumer safety folks. Now, the automakers, they argue that their electromagnetic interference from their batteries causes static and distortion in AM radio signals. And really, they say it's too costly for them to shield for that. So they want to get rid of AM radios in cars, basically. Now, as a broadcaster, you must take into consideration that AM radio is way more efficient for natural disasters and things like that.
Well, in our area, it's the radio listenership patterns throughout the country vary based on geography. The East Coast and the West Coast are AMs. Midwest is FM. I mean, that's where an awful lot of the signals came into play. So you've got a lot of the three-letter stations, KGO, KXL, KEX, et cetera, on our coast, because those were early stations, and we're used to listening to AM. Okay, in the Midwest, where they have the tornadoes and the hurricanes and whatnot, if your FM tower gets blown down, along with a lot of the internet and cell phones,
cell towers,
you're SOL. An AM radio station can broadcast with a tower that's flat. So in emergency situations in those neighborhoods, they still get the signal out. It really is a safety issue for the community, and that's really the primary. Now, you mentioned the automotive folks. Yeah, I think it was the Ford fella. And this was a nice little pump for C. Crane out of Fortuna, because they've got the wind-ups. Well, if they really are concerned, they could have an AM radio in the back of their trunk and wind it up and listen to an AM.
What, as needed?
Yes. Right. So you got the guys with the batteries, and they're concerned about the noise, and there is just a little bit of difference. Okay, fine. But Volvo and BMW also were pulling out AMs because these manufacturers are trying to, they have cut deals with Sirius.
See, that was my question.
The others for their pay-per-view, so they get the revenues from that. And
so they want free radio out of the dashboard, and they want subscription radio in.
Yes.
And so
AM's the first way to do that.
Sure, but it's a start. And so, you would only receive subscription pay services, possibly supplied by them.
Oh, yeah. It could be one of their internals, like Apple has that, rather than
Amazon, maybe?
The over-the-air free. It's another cost of living, and as you get older, you have that. And the fact that over 83 million people listen to AM radio every month, it's like you really are taking away a source of a lot of information and entertainment.
That's what I was going to say. Because do pay services, and will they or even care to deliver news, weather, community information? That's what radio is supposed to do.
Well, the weather can do it, but it doesn't react in the same timeline. So that weather would never be picked up by the big boys, trying to cover the entire country.
There's no way they could. Or wouldn't.
Well, or you have a tornado that pops up.
Right.
If your broadcast facility is 15 miles away and you're noticed by OES that it's coming, bang, you're there. Sirius is going to break into their music channels across the board and say, attention? Probably not.
That's my question.
The other question and the concern that me and a whole bunch of other buddies of mine have is, if AM disappears, what's to keep FM?
That's kind of the whole topic. I think that's the topic. How far to get rid of free radio out of the dashboard?
Yeah, or how difficult do you make it? It looks like it's going to be really strong. The ag community in the Midwest. That's a big one also. I mean, there's a lot of folks that would really be harmed, and safety would be put at risk in these communities, and that's the bottom line. We're tasked with it. You guys are tasked with it, of community safety, and that this is part of that equation.
Well, this is a great topic. Let's see what happens with the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act coming up in Congress. Brian Papstein from Eureka Broadcasting, thanks for sharing with us today.
Hey, nice to see you again, bud.
Absolutely.